Welcome to this conditioning visualization to help you to develop the brilliance of Kevin De Bruyne into your game. Now, I'm Mark Bowden and I'm a mental performance coach to Premier League players. And this is one of the techniques that I use with the top players that I work with. Now, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and you would leave a like on the video, as it really helps me to support the channel, and I'll make sure that I keep getting content on here to help you to level up your game. Now, the video itself is broken down into 3 parts. The first part are the specifics of Kevin De Bruyne, his attributes and the parts of his game that we're going to be focusing in on in this visualization, bringing into becoming a part of your game. Now, the second part explains why these sessions are so effective, why they work so well as part of your football training regime. You'll find out why there is nothing fluffy about what we're doing, and how all of this is backed up by research into your brain and how your brain works, and how we can utilize this to develop your game quicker and faster. Then finally is the conditioning visualization itself, focusing in on the brilliant Kevin De Bruyne. And if this is the first time that you watch this, then I would suggest that you watch it all the way through to begin with. But if you're returning, you can skip ahead to any of the timestamps in the description, or simply fast forward to any of these times in the video right now. So, Kevin De Bruyne, this brilliant and dynamic midfielder. You know what he's all about. You know the way he plays, his runs, the way he beats players, his goals, his passing. He really is one of the best all-round midfielders in the game. And whatever position you play, if you're an outfield player, there is so much that you can gain from De Bruyne and his game. And specifically, these are just some of the areas that we're going to be focusing in on to condition into your game in this Kevin De Bruyne visualization. So, De Bruyne, he really is the complete midfielder with so many brilliant attributes. And we're going to be going into the 6 areas that we're going to be focusing on during this visualization. But be aware, underpinning all of these and everything that De Bruyne does is his brilliant vision and brilliant awareness. He is always developing those pictures in his head of where his teammates are and their runs, and also where the opposition is. But let's get into them right now. Number 1 that we're going to be focusing on is his positioning and his movement, his brilliance at finding space between the lines, ready to receive the ball in an attacking area of the pitch, or to assist in playing the ball out of defense. And secondly is his passing repertoire, his long balls, his short balls, keeping that ball moving quickly. And as ever, all of this is underpinned by his brilliant awareness and vision. Number 3 is his creativity in assisting, very similar to the second in passing, but in this part we're focusing specifically on how he opens teams up with those cutting passes, creating goal-scoring opportunities, and we'll get you visualizing becoming De Bruyne and creating these opportunities. Number 4 is his ball carrying, the way he attacks space when he's in possession of the ball, opening teams up and committing players. Number 5 takes this ball carrying forward once more to the next level. It's his 1v1s and taking on players. And when it comes to De Bruyne, the way he beats players, he isn't one of these players that does a lot of skills, a lot of step overs to beat his man. It's a simple body feint or touching the ball to the side and he is off. Then finally, it's his shooting. Imagining becoming De Bruyne in these advanced positions, seeing an opportunity for a strike at goal, then hitting it with the power and the precision of Kevin De Bruyne. And as I always say, make sure you have fun with this. Enjoy your visualizations and let that imagination of yours go. And I promise you that you will get so much out of these visualizations. So in this part of the video, I am going to be explaining to you why these visualizations, these guided meditations work so well. You are going to know why they're going to improve you as a player and why they're going to make that development extremely rapid. Now you can skip this part, go straight to the conditioning visualization, and there'll be a timestamp in the description, or you can simply fast forward to this time in the video right now. But I would highly recommend that you watch this at least once. Get a brilliant understanding of why it works so well. And once you realize how and why it works, it is going to give you even more reason, even more motivation to come back often and listen to these sessions over and over again. Now, there is nothing fluffy about what we're doing. None of this is new age. None of it is laws of the universe, etc. This is all about how we know that your brain works, how it learns effectively, and then utilizing this knowledge to maximize your improvements. Now, when it comes to learning, the way that our brains learn is that when we physically do something, such as passing, such as shooting, what is happening in our brains is that we are connecting neurons together. Then the more that we do the same thing over and over again, the stronger that we establish the connections or the pathways between these neurons. So when we physically train, you're firing these neurons and strengthening these neural pathways in your brain. And this is what enables you to get better and better, the strengthening of these neural pathways in your brain. But the amazing thing is that your brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality. When you simply imagine shooting or passing, or even mental attributes such as imagining being more confident or having more self-belief, just imagining this fires off the same neurons in your brain as if you were physically doing it. Now, athletes have known that visualization works for decades, but they just simply haven't known why it works. They just knew that the more that they visualized, the better that they got. But now we know that this is the reason. Just visualizing, practicing different attributes make you better at doing them. And there have been literally hundreds, if not thousands of studies that have shown that mentally practicing and visualizing is massively better than just physically practicing on its own. And when we take a player that is one of the best in the world at doing the thing that you want to get better at, and you visualize doing what they do, feeling what it's like to become them, now you're learning the very best skills from the very best players. Now, why would you just want to go through the motions of practicing when you can simply learn from the very best? You've seen the best players do what they're brilliant at. Now you can incorporate this into your game. And also, all of my sessions have the added ingredients of strong and powerful words, such as maybe strong and powerful, or maybe confidence, self-belief, drive, determination, sharpness, focus. All of these words evoke a response within you, a feeling. And this feeling is the production of chemicals in your body and brain. Chemicals that not only make this process of improvement more effective, but again, it fires the neurons that are responsible for these feelings, establishing these connections more and more. So when you imagine feeling confident, you strengthen confidence within you. And when you imagine strong, powerful, focused, driven, motivated, you feel them more and you then become them more and more as this becomes more established and automatic within you. Now, do not underestimate just how powerful these sessions can be to your development. Have fun with them, enjoy them, and make sure that you come back and you listen to them often and you continue this conditioning process. Okay. So let's get into this conditioning visualization session, getting you to start acquiring the skills and the brilliance of Kevin De Bruyne as you mentally and physically condition what he does into your game. So I just want you to get yourself comfortable now, either sitting on a chair or lying on a bed, and make sure you're not listening to this when you're driving or doing something that requires your full attention, and it's usually better to close your eyes. And for now, as you listen to this, I want you to allow yourself to focus on my words. And if you find yourself drifting in and out of being consciously aware of my voice, that is absolutely fine. Just try and come back to my voice and be in the moment as much as you can. And right now, I want you to focus your attention upon your breathing, forgetting the outside world for just a moment. Forgetting anything that's been on your mind as you focus on the here and the now, focusing on your breath in and your breath out, being in the moment as you focus on what I'm saying, making brilliant use of this time to condition the skills, the movement, the passing, the shooting, the vision, and all of the brilliance of Kevin De Bruyne into your game. And just for the moment, I want you to indeed picture Kevin De Bruyne in your mind. And the more that you do this, and the more you come back to listening to these sessions, the more that you'll get better at doing this. The visualizations and the pictures in your mind will get clearer and better. And continue now to see De Bruyne playing in your mind. See him dominating the midfield like he does. His movement, his runs, his passing, his shooting. Seeing his brilliance in full flow, appreciating just how good he is, and knowing that just by simply seeing this, you are creating subtle improvements in your game and ready to make more significant improvements now as we really focus in on the specifics of De Bruyne's game and seeing you become Kevin De Bruyne in various areas and passages of play, about to enjoy what it feels like to become the dynamic and amazing Kevin De Bruyne. And I want you to imagine De Bruyne's positioning and movement now. See how he attacks space in the advanced areas of the pitch. See him getting in between the lines of the opposition's defence and midfield. See how he's ready to receive the ball in threatening areas. And I want you to imagine seeing run after run into these areas, receiving the ball in different areas of the pitch. Such brilliant awareness and vision to see the space. And at the same time, this vision and awareness creates pictures of the players around him. So when he receives the ball, he knows what is around him, who is around him, his teammates and the opposition. So continue to see him making these runs into space in these threatening areas, ready to receive the ball. Such fluidity in his movement. Such fluidity in taking the ball under control on the half turn. Such a brilliant asset to his team. And at the same time, so devastating to the opposition. See his movement. So difficult for the opposition to track. As time and time again, he attacks the space to give him and his team the advantage. And now I want you to step in to Kevin De Bruyne. Feel what it feels like to become him as he attacks the space between the lines. Experience the amazing vision and awareness that you feel and sense as you become Kevin De Bruyne. Feel that desire within you to get into those spaces, attacking the space with drive and confidence, and at the same time, so much awareness of everything going on around you. You anticipate receiving the ball, and you do this with so much brilliant confidence and ability to control the ball. And feel what it feels like to control pass after pass, experiencing what it's like with the finesse of De Bruyne, his brilliant control. And feel how good it feels to have this ability. Time after time, attacking space and controlling the ball on the half turn, ready to threaten the opposition. How brilliant it feels to become De Bruyne in these passages of play and to experience his brilliance and indeed to become his brilliance. driving into space. Vision, awareness, taking control of the ball. And now I want you to imagine all of these scenarios in your own game. Imagine a game that you have coming up, and imagine you become Kevin De Bruyne in this game. Imagine how amazing this would be. And imagine these scenarios once again in different areas of the pitch. You're driving into these spaces with the drive, awareness, vision, and all of the skills and ability of Kevin De Bruyne. How brilliant it feels to be you on this pitch. Driving into space, receiving the ball, such awareness, such vision, such brilliance. Controlling the ball time and time again on the half turn. Such a brilliant asset to your team. Such a devastating opponent to the opposition. Enjoy it and really feel it as you play in your game as Kevin De Bruyne, doing all the brilliant things that he does as he drives into space in between the lines and receives the ball brilliantly with brilliant control time and time again. And feel what it feels like to have such brilliance as part of your game. Feel how great it feels. And now I want you to imagine seeing De Bruyne's array of passing abilities. Short balls, long balls, moving the ball quickly, spotting opportunities. As once again your vision and awareness is at such a brilliant level. And picture De Bruyne now. See him moving around the pitch, taking control of the ball in different areas and then passing the ball. Sometimes quick and sharp to keep that ball moving quickly. Other times, spotting the runs of teammates and playing the longer ball. See the different passes now. The mixed repertoire of passes that make De Bruyne so formidable. Short, sharp, and sometimes longer passes, keeping that ball moving. And once again, all of these passes, all over the pitch, only possible because of his brilliant level of vision and awareness. Consistently aware of everything around him. Constantly checking his shoulders, seeing the runs of his teammates, knowing where the opposition is. Passing with so much confidence, so much vision, and so much brilliance. And once again, I want you to step into De Bruyne now. Become Kevin De Bruyne and experience what this feels like in these situations. Experience having such amazing clarity of everything going on around you as your awareness and vision is to such a highly trained level. And experience that decision making. Knowing exactly when to play a short, sharp and crisp ball and when to play a longer ball. Knowing that every pass you make is effective and efficient. Enjoying that feeling of connecting with the ball, connecting crisply, so sharp, so effective, and feel what it feels like to become De Bruyne as he gets on the ball, passing to a teammate, seeing the game with so much clarity. Time and time again, making brilliant decisions, Scenario after scenario, passage of play after passage of play. All over the pitch, you enjoy the experience of feeling what it feels like to become Kevin De Bruyne. And now I want you to imagine one of your own games. Imagine playing this game, and imagine playing it as Kevin De Bruyne. Imagine receiving the ball in different areas of the pitch. And imagine it as though you were Kevin De Bruyne with all of his attributes and skill. His ability to control the ball, his vision, his awareness, his brilliant self-belief within, his amazing decision-making to know exactly what to do. And as you play the game as Kevin De Bruyne, making pass after pass, receiving the ball and always having great vision and brilliant awareness to make the next pass. Short and sharp, crisp passing, and on occasion that longer ball. And continue to see these passages of play in your game. Enjoying becoming De Bruyne. Enjoying experiencing this brilliance that transforms your game. See yourself as De Bruyne, controlling the ball and playing pass after pass, just as De Bruyne does. Experiencing it, feeling it, becoming it. And now I want you to imagine seeing De Bruyne making some of his devastating passes, those passes that assist in goal-scoring opportunities. See that vision and that awareness to pick out the runs of his teammates in behind. The brilliant weight of pass and that ability to pick his teammates out with a defense-splitting pass, putting his teammates in on goal. And see these defense-splitting passes, as well as those crosses that are so dangerous to the opposition. Crosses that create goal-scoring opportunities. Passes that put his teammates in on goal. The brilliant vision, the awareness, and the decision-making that make De Bruyne absolutely formidable. That give him assist after assist. Time and time again, see those perfectly executed balls in behind. Those in-swinging and those out-swinging crosses that are so difficult for the opposition to deal with, and see these over and over again. Enjoy seeing them in your mind. Enjoy seeing the brilliance of De Bruyne as he creates chance after chance for his teammates. And once again, I want you to step into Kevin De Bruyne now. Step into him and experience what it's like to become him as he creates chance after chance. Feel and experience his brain working, creating chance after chance, over and over again. See how he sees things. Such vision, such clarity, such awareness. Feel how he feels. Such ability, such self-belief, such confidence. And as he creates chance after chance, feel it yourself. Enjoy becoming De Bruyne as you create those chances. Feel how effortless it feels to create these chances when you have the ability of Kevin De Bruyne. Feel how effortless it feels when you see everything so clearly. And when you have such brilliant vision and awareness. And then you have the brilliance in your body to execute the clinical passes with such precision and excellence. And enjoy this experience, feel this experience, become this experience. And see these different scenarios all over the pitch in different areas. And now imagine this in one of your own games. Imagine playing in one of your matches, but once again, you play as Kevin De Bruyne, receiving that ball in an attacking area of the pitch, then making a goal-scoring opportunity for your teammate. Doing this with vision, with awareness, and with the ability of Kevin De Bruyne. Time and time again, creating more and more chances, more and more opportunities for your teammates. Such clarity in your own game, seeing it as Kevin De Bruyne would, with such vision and such brilliant awareness. And then with such a great ability to pick those runs out with those brilliant defense-splitting passes and crosses, to provide chance after brilliant chance for your teammates. Such brilliant creativity as you experience having all of De Bruyne's brilliance in your game. Chance after chance as you experience having such brilliant ability, such brilliant awareness and creativity. Imagine the impact that you have upon your team, how brilliant it feels to be De Bruyne. How brilliant it feels to be you. And now I want you to start seeing De Bruyne on the ball and attacking space whilst in possession. Carrying the ball with brilliant control. Being relaxed yet at high speed. Seeing how confident he is, and once again his vision and awareness to know when to attack this space with the ball and when to pass it. See him breaking lines time and time again. See him taking control of the ball and carrying it, dribbling with comfort, with grace, with speed as De Bruyne does, making players commit as he dribbles into space, attacking the space, and at the same time his awareness and his vision is so high, looking for those opportunities at all times, dribbling, carrying the ball comfortably, accelerating into space, looking to make opportunities for his team as he travels with the ball into the most dangerous of areas over and over again. Various areas on the pitch, out wide and more central. And once again, step into Kevin De Bruyne and see through his eyes. Experience what it's like to see the game in such clarity, having so much confidence. And as you experience him carrying the ball, experience his touch, his confidence, his acceleration as he powers into space with the ball. See the game so clearly, always aware, always focused. Such brilliant vision. See it, feel it, become it. As you experience what it's like to be Kevin De Bruyne, receiving the ball often on the half turn and travelling with the ball. Such finesse, such brilliant control, such strength and such power and pace. Feel what it feels like. Sometimes central, sometimes out wide, always with great control, great awareness, great vision and ability to travel forward with the ball, attacking this space, enjoying what this feels like to experience what Kevin De Bruyne experiences, as you allow this to become more and more part of your game. And I do indeed want you to imagine your game now. One of your own games where you become De Bruyne, playing as him in your game, playing with ability to receive the ball, to control it brilliantly, often on the half turn, then travelling with the ball with such confidence and such athleticism, such strength, power, pace, control, and always aware, always knowing where players are around you, and see these different scenarios in different areas of the pitch now. Out wide, more central, as you feel what it would feel like to have everything that Kevin De Bruyne has, to literally be Kevin De Bruyne. See how it impacts on this part of your game, travelling with the ball. Feel how great it feels. See it, feel it, and become it as you experience it over and over again in different areas of the pitch. And now I want you to imagine Kevin De Bruyne on the ball again, but this time, rather than attacking this space, he is beating a man, going round a player in the way that he does. And whilst many players beat players with step overs and skill moves, De Bruyne is simply brilliant at dropping his shoulder, or a body feint, or moving the ball one way then another. See him doing this time and time again, beating his man in the way that De Bruyne does. His brilliance and the way he does this. So effective at beating players. He moves one way, then another, and then he's off, driving forward again. And see this over and over again in different areas of the pitch. And once again, step in to Kevin De Bruyne. Become him as he has the ball at his feet, and you experience what it's like to beat a player in the way that he does, spotting an opportunity to commit the player, then using his intelligence to go around them, his sharp and developed instinct to quickly move the ball at just the right time. This sharp instinct that you are continuing to grow, to develop within yourself and your game right now. As you see the subtle movements in the opposition player that commits them, then that sharp instinct of De Bruyne that reads this and moves the ball the other way, and then he's off. Experience what it feels like to see this at such high speed. So quick, so natural, so developed to such a high level. The instinct to take the ball around the player. And imagine this in your own game now. Playing as Kevin De Bruyne, beating players over and over again as De Bruyne does. So much brilliance within you now and in your game. You are Kevin De Bruyne with all of his attributes as you play your game. Focusing in on beating players all over the pitch, time and time again. Sometimes out wide, sometimes more central. Beating players the way that De Bruyne does. That instinct within you developing with each visualization. That instinct becoming more and more natural, more and more effective. Beating players with confidence, finesse, strength as you power past them. Feel how great it feels to be him in your game. Feel how great it feels to possess all of his ability in what you're doing in your game right now. Going past players time and time again, in the way that De Bruyne does. And now I want you to imagine Kevin De Bruyne shooting various distances, sometimes hitting the ball with his instep, sometimes with the laces part of his boot. Seeing how he sees opportunities for a strike at goal, and then seeing his technique, the way he generates power and accuracy. See this over and over again, hitting the corners time after time. Such a fantastic part of De Bruyne's game. Such a fantastic part of your game that is getting better and better every day. And see his shooting from different areas, in and around the 18-yard box, over and over again, generating power and at the same time such brilliant accuracy. See his technique of how he strikes the ball. And once again, I want you to experience what this feels like as you become De Bruyne. Step into him and experience shooting time after time in and around the 18-yard box. Feel that connection with the ball every time he strikes it. Feel that body position and the way he generates power. As he shoots from various angles, experience what this feels like. Feel the instinctiveness of every shot. Everything developed to such a high level that it's now instinctive and natural within De Bruyne. And the more that you experience this, the more it becomes developed within you. Over and over again, shot after shot, goal after goal. Feel it, experience it, and enjoy it. And now I want you to imagine one of your games as you play as De Bruyne. And in your game, you have all these opportunities to shoot. And you shoot at goal as De Bruyne does, with his technique and his brilliance. Generating brilliant power and with great accuracy. See yourself shooting, scoring, time and time again. And how brilliant it feels to have such amazing ability. Striking the ball over and over again. Every time so brilliantly. Such great technique, and really enjoying this feeling now. Really enjoy what it feels like to play as De Bruyne. To be able to shoot and score as he does. And knowing that the more that you picture this, the more that you visualize it, you see it, the more you feel it, the more that you are developing this. See it, feel it, and become it.